Okay, so in this video I want to share with you the 12 modules of the Honest Marketing and Client Conversion course so you can really understand exactly what we're going to cover it, how we're going to cover it, and who's going to be there to meet you and inspire you and inform you. So the first module is about your zone of mastery. And as I've explained already previously, this is not just about tools that you know, like awakening coaching or other things you may have trained in. It's about who you are. It's about the sum of all your life experience, which when put together leads you to be able to really guide people magnificently through the obstacles you've overcome, as well as the triumphs that you've achieved on the way. The very best person I know to bring forth this kind of passion and fire is Danielle Laporte. She's an internationally recognized author, been very, very popular. We're very fortunate that she's willing to share with us because she has that spark that she can communicate to you to help you see that you and only you have a way of being brilliant in a certain area. So she'll be there as my guest as we drill down together and find for every person in the course. We'll do it one-on-one with me. I'll show you how to do it with each other. We're going to work together in a way to make sure everyone, without any doubt, recognizes your zone of mastery. Once we know what that is, once we know that you have a way to guide people in a particular area that nobody else could do quite the same, now comes the art of communicating that in a way that becomes irresistible. The term for this kind of marketing in a way that creates desire in people is called Inception Marketing. And it means that you don't just kind of persuade them with what you think is important. You actually find a way to point out to them a desire they didn't even know they had. A really good example of Inception Marketing was the release of the iPad. Now, go back a few years, the mid-2000s, nobody even knew there was such a thing as an iPad. Nobody had heard of it, so nobody wanted it. But what Apple managed to do, they did the same with the iPhone, with a lot of their products. What Apple managed to do, when they released the product, they released it in a way that actually drew attention to the fact that you really needed this. It was like as soon as you knew it existed, you had to have it, right? And that's what we want to be able to do, not to push your gifts onto people, but to point out in people that they do have an unrecognized desire, an unrecognized need which you can fulfill. That's called Inception Marketing. It means then people come to you. People want something from you. You don't want something from them. Again, the very best person in the world that I know, beyond any comparison, to talk about this is Eric Edmeades. He's shared the stage with Bill Clinton and Tony Robbins and all kinds of people. He's really an expert and he consults with big companies about how to market in this way. Again, we're lucky. He's a good friend of mine, beautiful, brilliant speaker, very engaging, very personable with people. He's going to help you to discover how you can present your unique gift of mastery in a way that becomes irresistible to the people you talk to. The third module is about expression, about putting that out. And the best way to do that, rather than all at once in some big spiel, the best way to put out your gift is in small bite-sized chunks where you're delivering quality and value to people for free in a way that makes them want to know more. That's how you develop a fan base and a following. And we're going to learn about how to do that through blogging. Blogging is probably not only on your own blog site, but getting to be a guest blogger on other sites is probably the most effective way for you to establish yourself as an expert. So as you know, I've been pretty successful with blogging myself. I blog for Huffington Post and Elephant Journal and many other sites. So I'm going to share with you how to write the right size blog, how to make it easy to read. I'm going to share with you what kind of blogs get easily shared and become viral. I'm going to share with you the right kind of subject to put in there that makes people want to read it. And we're also going to meet Ed and Deb Shapiro, who are internationally recognized. They blog for Oprah.com, very successful at blogging, really enthusiastic about it. We're also going to talk to Shane Travis, who founded Vivid Life ME, which is one of the best read blog sites in the world, and he'll be able to share with us what he looks for in a guest blogger. Now, modules 4 and 5 are going to be taught by Matthew Blom, and we're going to get started on the art of heart-based client enrollment. Okay, client enrollment means that you've put out your message, you've explained what it is you have to give, you've made it engaging, and people now are interested. They've read your blogs, they say, yes, I think I'd like to know more. So they call you up on the phone, but it's actually a skill to be able to go from that phone call where you first meet to actually carry that through, that they engage with you, they pay you money, and they want to move ahead. So Matthew Blom is, I think, the greatest expert in the world on how to do that. He's extremely heartful. He's used it for himself. He's trained hundreds of coaches in how to move from an open-ended, heartful conversation to actually entering into a coaching contract where money is exchanged. So he's, I think, the best person I know to be able to teach you that. That'll be modules 4 and 5. Now, we've talked about blogging, but actually very close to it in terms of a good way to reach people in a way that can go viral and cost you nothing is making really good movies, short movies, shorter than I'm doing now. I mean, 3-4 minute movies that can go on YouTube, sometimes just you speaking, sometimes illustrated with different topics, which can be shared by people on Facebook and other social media and establish you as an expert, hopefully a heartful, humorous expert, because then people are not just reading your words, they're actually feeling your authentic presence. The best person in the world I know for this is Philip Haynes. She was an anchor on ABC News, big national news network. She left national television in order to focus on homemade viral videos, and she's incredibly good at it. She's really good at helping people to create perfect short videos through interviews or through one-on-one. She's really, really genius. And she's kindly accepted to come. I'll be interviewing her. You'll be able to ask her questions and engage with her. And really, the point of this is I want to introduce you to experts who know what they do so well that it becomes infectious to you, that you pick it up by inference, how easy this can be. For Module 7, we're going to go back to Matthew Blom and continue to develop our skills in client enrollment, which is a really important thing because it's fine to be able to connect with people and they reach out and say, yes, I'm interested. We need to be able to take it to the next step where you actually engage in an ongoing relationship with them. Module 8 is about teleseminars. And this, again, is much easier than you might think. If you have a zone of mastery, it's not such a big leap for you to create teleseminars using technology that is either free or very affordable, where people can join you using the phone or the web to listen to a topic for an hour or so. Generally, teleseminars like this are free, and it allows you to put yourself out and interact with people, and actually so people can get a sense of how you talk and how you engage with people, and that makes you more interesting as a potential coach. The other way that teleseminars can be really useful is to create an ongoing teleseminar series, which means like a 21-day course where there are 4 classes, one every week for 3 weeks, 21 days. You can support that with video and audio that you create, and I'm going to show you how to build all that. I'm going to provide videos for you that shows you how to set up a course like that in Kajabi, which is the site that we use. I'm also going to bring onto that module Alex Mandossian, who actually invented the modern day teleseminar. He's the guy who created Teleseminar Secrets. So he taught everybody how to do teleseminars originally. Now, along with all this, you need a place where you can send people. So we're going to find out really what's important to know about building a website. These days, it's very easy to create a website. You just create an account in WordPress and upload your material. It's deceptively easy because it's actually very easy to create bad websites that don't really do very much. So what's important with a website is the structure, that it's well built, and it has good navigation, but also that it's well designed. And for that, I'm going to introduce you to Ken Klages, who I think is one of the most masterful people at building websites I've ever met. He's built sites for a lot of the great thought leaders of our time. So he knows how to create sites that engage people in this way, how to create the right balance of video, how to make sites adaptable so that they can be viewed on any kind of device. As you probably know, more than 50% of website traffic now happens on smartphones. So you need a site that's adaptable to the web on a computer, on smartphone, on tablets, and so on. So Ken Klages will be explaining to us about how to create a site that's well built and that has good navigation. Myla Sterling, I think, is one of the greatest designers. She did all of my wife's work on Awakening Women. She's also done a new design for me. Very, very talented designer. So Myla will be joining us to talk about the principles of good design and give you some examples of really great sites that you might want to emulate for yourself. In Module 10, we're going to turn to the sometimes confusing world of social media, which means Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, etc., etc. There's so much social media goes on now. That's not something that I'm like totally brilliant at. So once again, I want to introduce you to experts. I can certainly share with you the mechanics of how to do it, but the unparalleled expert who's written the best-selling books on Facebook is Murray Smith. So we're going to bring in Murray to advise us on how to best use social media in a way that can support your coaching practice. She's a really funny, warm, great speaker, and she's delighted to share with you the most important tips on how to do this well. For Module 11, we'll be back to Matthew Blom. He'll be completing the training with you on how to convert clients from interest to an ongoing coaching relationship. Finally, for Module 12, we're going to talk about conventional media, which means television, radio, magazines, the media. And we're going to find out how much is it worth it for you to get yourself into the mainstream media. It's not as difficult as it may seem. You need to know what they're looking for. You need to know the kind of material that is attractive to the media. We're going to talk to Dia Shandera, who's been for a long time, has been a publicist for film as well as for print media and radio. She's really got a good feeling for what radio producers, television producers and magazine editors are looking for, what kind of content they're just going to say, I can't resist that, so that you can easily get yourself published in the media and deeply establish your recognition as an authority.